Hello and welcome back to our Let's Play of Ostranauts. This is going to be episode 59, and I don't really remember what was going on. I think we were docked at K-Leg. I think I need a cell crap, and um, yeah, because we were just restocking helium and disturbed at the price, which I mean, I guess the price isn't actually all that disturbing. We can afford it. At this point, we can more than afford it. The only problem is that it costs basically as much as the reactor components themselves, which is kind of wild. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. Well, does it? I guess that depends on the book, right? Or not the book, the game, right? So I guess if you've got a situation where uh, this game takes place in like 2079, a couple of years after Kessler syndrome, I believe. Actually, I'm not 100% clear about this, so like don't quote me on this from a lore perspective. But from what I understand, this game is connected to Neo Scavenger, right? So you got the two sides of the Kessler syndrome. You got astronauts on the outside, and you got Neo Scavenger back down on Earth. And obviously, Kessler means no transport between the two. All right, so we were gonna check out some of these missions. That's what I was gonna do. Okay, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a thing that we can accomplish fairly simply. Do I have stuff in this fridge that I can eat? I do not. I don't have anything that I can eat. Didn't I sell one of these permits? Thought I did. Guess not. 904, 109. Yeah, I need to sell that. Then I need to sell some of the... I guess I didn't do a sales thing, did I? Well, whatever. I do kind of want to try doing one of these missions, maybe. That's a potential thing to do, because I was thinking, like, my initial thought was, now that we have a working reactor, let's fire up that torch drive, but then I may have done a little bit of reading ahead, not like a huge amount, but just a little bit, and realized that that's going to be like a 3-day-ish trip wherever we go, essentially. Which is cool, right? I don't mind the fact that it's a 3-day trip. What I do mind is I think we don't. Well, 3 days worth of constipation just doesn't sound like a good thing for my for Sylvester Sylvester Sandoval here. Personally, it doesn't sound like a good idea for me either. Like, I'll be honest, if I was given the choice of 3 days constipation, I would probably not take it. I've done it before. It's not pleasant, you know. Um, it just does not feel good. So, I'm thinking instead, what I'm gonna do is I am going to find like the 2 or 3 bits of stuff that still need to be repaired, because I know there's a couple things that still need repairs, I'm pretty sure, on this ship somewhere. So I need to go figure out where those are, and then from there I am going to let's see, let's close this door, because I'm pretty sure that the things that need to be repaired are out there. Out here. I'm also gonna eat. I can eat here, right? Yeah, perfectly good atmosphere. Except for the CO2. The CO2 is not good at all. CO2 is quite terrible, as a matter of fact. And then I can go look for... did I ever install that second sink? I don't think I did. I think it's out here. I should have grabbed all that stuff. Alright, well, whatever. Unfortunate decisions. Repair. I do need to repair that intake regulator, so let's do that. Hopefully it doesn't take too much stuff. Missing item, scrap steel. Is that all it's going to take? Nope. Yep. Yeah, alright. So we can get that intake repaired. Then I need to bring this sink over. I guess I need to fix up some of the stuff that I brought back as well, right? Because that crowd pump was not in good condition. Yeah, so I guess we're doing kind of a back to basics episode. Whoop, whoop, my bad. Um, yeah, so I wanna sell off a bunch of this stuff. I want to eat, drink, and then I'm gonna go and see if I can talk to this Rose Sabrina Silva, and maybe we can do like an actual mission. I at least want to see what it looks like, right? Because I mean, I remember the whatchamacallit missions, the detective thing, right? Where you just open up a case file, you collect some clues, and then you turn it in. And like I guess there was that, I think it was the second one that I turned in where the cop was like, "Hey, you sure you want to turn this in? This looks interesting." And I was just like, "Yep," because I probably missed a couple clues and or at least there was probably something that I could further investigate. I just didn't. Unfortunate reality. I mean, yeah, kind of sucks. Oh well. Not something that I have I mean, I'm not gonna. I mostly didn't really participate in that aspect of the game because I didn't really clearly understand how it worked. I think, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's not like a bad aspect of the game. In general, I gotta say, like this game is fairly slow paced, I would say, and I've had difficulties getting into it previously, and the primary difficulty that I've had getting into this game is that it takes a little bit of work to get used to that whole which one do we want to eat? Well, this one does have mystery meat bits. Let's ponder some of that mystery meat. Yeah, I guess we've already done this before, haven't we? Anyway, so the reason I never really played this game very much is because for some reason I just didn't really get into that, the gameplay loop of going out, salvaging, bringing it back. And I think that's because I never really tried particularly hard before. I don't know if that's... Yeah, I guess that's probably... Alright. Let's just pick up one of them. We can still eat that one without having to remove mystery meat bits again. So let's, yeah, let's do that. Anyway, so then once after a while, I kind of, began to enjoy it a lot more. It's kind of relaxing, I think. You just kind of, you go out, you fly your spaceship, you, stop being hungry, collect a bunch of stuff, drop it on your ship, fly back, right? It's, it can be repetitive. I could see someone getting sick of that very easily. But at the same time, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Alright, so let's get some water from the sink. Because that's where you get water from, not from water bottles. At least, I don't know, I mean, even if I have a water bottle, I'm probably drinking it, or I guess filling it from the sink, right? I don't actually use water bottles very often. I'm more a fan of, at home I just use a mason jar because it's big, right? It's not like, I know some people have this thing where like they enjoy using mason jars for some reason. The only reason I enjoy that mason jar is that it's, you know, it's a liter of water essentially. Well, not quite a liter, but close enough. Let's see, let's grab a couple of these hygiene packs because we could definitely do some freshening up. You can use up all the crap ones, like so. All right. If I, I wish there was an easier way to separate out stacks. So if I do freshen up using this hygiene pack, is it going to use all three? Because last time I tried to do the freshen up thing with the whole stack, it used up the whole stack. And I don't know if I got the benefit of the whole stack or if I just got the benefit of one. So let's see what happens. Ah, no, it didn't. It only used the one. Okay, cool. Let's freshen up again. Be a little bit less dirty. Yeah, I think there's definitely a couple things that I could... Oi, freshen up. Do differently if I was to start from scratch or on my next playthrough, which is probably going to be further down the line, right? So there's definitely a couple aspects of this game I did not explore enough. Hopefully dialogue becomes a little bit more clear, because like I've tried doing the dialogue thing, and I'll be honest, it's not part. It's. I think I see where they're going, but I don't think they're going there particularly well. Let's put it that way. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of weird, cause like the whole social combat thing. Like I get where it's coming from, and it kind of feels a bit like It actually kind of feels a bit like Dwarf Fortress combat, to be honest. Like the whole turn-based thing, and not a bad thing by any means. It's just it doesn't, like, it's hard to understand what you're trying to accomplish. I think that was my biggest issue with the social combat. Like when I was first trying to convince the fixer to sell stuff, to trade with me, right? Like, it was just a bunch of I basically just randomly clicked for a while, because it was not really obvious what I needed to do. And this might just be a skill issue, right? Like, I fully admit the possibility that this is simple skill issue, and I just the only reason I didn't know what to do is because I couldn't figure out what to do properly, and it's very clear to somebody that makes sense of the social combat system. And I mean, I understand that it's related to these the little, like, mood things, right? So like, you gotta have these, like, balanced out compared to whatever. Hang on. Let's just auto task for a little bit while I pontificate. There we go. So you gotta, like, because there was a couple of things where it was like, offered a trade, it would only work if you got to, like, certain level of respect or achievement or security or whatever. Intimacy, because I think I ended up, like, flirting with the dude. Anyway. Battery's low on power. I guess we are kind of low on power. Well, we do need to do some repairs anyway. We'll go grab a new battery later. Anyway. And, like, I understand that certain statements would affect those differently. It just seems like it's not entirely clear. Although, to be fair, that could also be because the last time I tried doing the social combat system, we had that little glitch, which I'm fairly certain was an actual glitch, because the debug console suddenly popped open, and no longer auto-tasking. There we go. And we were stuck basically seeing the same mouse over Moodle. What else would you call that? Like the little screen that pops up. That little screen that just popped up. And as a result, I was not really sure what to do to get the intended outcome. And then that again, that might just be like, if you know what the different conversational actions are going to do from, like, a emotional standpoint, then that's probably a lot easier. Obviously, you can chain together a multi-hit combo of social I'm just blanking on a word, man. Like, I wanna, what do you not like social butterflying, because that doesn't really make sense, but that's essentially what it is, right? Social ability, skill, whatever. Anyway, let's we got a bunch of this stuff fixed up. I'm probably not going to sell the PDAs because I want to transfer data off of them, and I'm probably going to do that while we are interstellar because it takes a while and it's a little bit obnoxious. I don't want to sell this sink because I want to install it, but everything else can basically go. So let's do that. Let's work on selling all this stuff. Get rid of our suit real quick. Forgot to grab that battery. Let's go switch out our suit battery, actually, on second thought. Even though we probably could have switched it out with the battery that was on the floor over there. I doubt that thing's charged. How full are we on batteries? We are very full on batteries. Wow. Like that is a wild number of Bingham battery chargers. We could sell a couple of those. I'm also not sure why the Bingham battery charger has 8 battery slots while every other battery charger only seems to have 1 battery slot. Like, that's a little odd. I guess that might be somewhat related to what? I mean, the only reason that would make sense is if, like, it's you're supposed to have 1 battery charger for, like, all the batteries on the crew. I guess, yeah, if you have a big crew, then you need everybody to have their own battery charger, huh? I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, so we have our backpack permit. That's the one that we need to sell, definitely. Then we have our cargo pants permit, which is the one that is still good. And then we have a bunch of stuff here in the zones, which I am going to sell en masse. Honestly, I don't think I even want to play the game of figuring out which one is more profitable between this thing and the fixer, because it's really not that big a deal. I'm gonna keep 1 air pump. Don't need 2 cryos. Although, wow, those are going for super cheap. I think I have a cooler installed, so I don't need another one. I don't think. I do need to keep that N2 alarm. I don't need any Kangs. Not interested in those. Gonna keep my backpack, gonna keep my sink, gonna keep... Yeah, I guess that's, wow, those are pricey little ejector pads. I guess that's kind of good to know. Wow, knuckle duster and bat sells for almost nothing. Okay, well, I don't really need them. I don't really expect to use them. I hope to not use them. I mean, I essentially just ran away from the last fight I was in. Wow! That's a good price, I think. Somebody double check me on that. But I mean, it's a price that I'm happy with, so I guess that makes it a good price, right? Laser caps, fuel regulators. Very, very profitable, eh? Another pellet feeder. Yeah, that's fine. Air vent, I'll probably keep. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think that's fine. Cool. So, now let's go talk to Rose Sabrina Silva. Okay. Rose Sabrina Silva. Location, K-Leg, Port Azikiwe. Became enemy. So she is currently... Oh, there she is. Nice. Yes. Wow, she's 22 and a manager. I'm 28, aren't I? Yeah, I'm 28, and I'm only a shipbreaker. Wow. Wish I was a manager at 22. Also, like, how did I become her enemy when she's 22? Right, like, that, the hacking thing, that was a while ago, wasn't it? She must have been, like, I don't remember. I'd have to go back to, like, very beginning of the first episode and read over it. Anyway, I wonder if I can... Hang on. If I am intimacy yearning, contact unnoticed, family, altruism, intimacy, contact, and family. Is there a thing that I can do that will raise any of those? Let's see here. Oh, okay, so, well, I guess let's, long for a better love life. Imagines a better love life. That's... On the one hand, it's kind of sad. I feel like on the other hand, regardless of your love life, that is a feeling that basically every single man has had at some point. And, I mean, it happens. Yeah. Okay, so achievement up. We don't need achievement. Meaning up. We also don't need meaning, I don't think. Achievement. So I want contact out. Oh, yeah, contact. Well, let's browse that social media app. I don't know how that's going to help you with contact, really, because, like, I feel like that doesn't help me feel more connected at all. Maybe that's just me being... Oh, let's do one of family. Maybe that's just how I use social media. I don't really use social media very often, but I guess, technically speaking, YouTube is a social media app, isn't it? Like, if we're just constantly, like, we are interacting. It's an interesting type of interaction, but it is nonetheless an interaction of sorts. Cocoon, privacy, and wonder. Huh. Okay, well, let's not do that. Let's, I guess let's go talk to, what's her name? Rose Sabrina Silva. Ask about being called. To clear their false accusation by talking with Israel Levy Bradley. Target not found on current ship, obviously. NAS Patrol 75. Where is it? Can I look up where NAS Patrol 75 is? No devices in range. Okay, guess not. That's unfortunate. Not subscribed to any nearby operational nav stations. Oh. So if I connect my PDA to a local nav station, then I might be able to see them. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, so, And I want, so this manager, who became an enemy during my, youth, or not my youth, my, well, I guess sort of youth, young career before the game began, wants me to go scare a cop. I feel like this is a setup. Just saying. Kind of feels like a setup. It also might be legit, and also, like, I don't know. I feel like, if it is legit, then I'm essentially running a protection racket, which kind of feels bad. I don't know if I want to do that. What if I, discuss unusual meat? I'm a contact now. Yeah, such an abomination should be purged wherever it may be found. Yes, I guess. I just, don't really... Yes. Ish. I feel like it should be left alone, right? Perhaps I should be purging the meat more often. I'm not really sure how that would go, though. I feel like if I hit it too hard, it's gonna, grow into me, and then I've got all sorts of issues. That might be a thing I try eventually, though. I don't know. Yeah. Wait. Okay, so why is it... Okay, so I can... How do I... Oh, if I reminisce, then we can get a bunch of family and then give them a bunch of family. And... contact and meaning, but we lose some privacy, which is fine. I'll lose some privacy. I've got plenty of privacy at this moment in time. And she just wandered off. Don't know if that helped. Hey, look at us. Okay. Oh, nope. Okay, so if I do yay, that seems like, based on old war stories. Huh. Okay. Respect humiliated. Oh. Okay, well, what if we raise respect? How am I going to... Yeah, let's just do yay. Yay! She just lightly touched me. Huh. Okay, interesting. Why did screen... Oh, she just wandered off, flew off. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I wonder if I can... Ooh, join game. Interesting. So, when these guys are all just hanging out here, it's them playing a game. And there's just like a handgun and a helmet on the floor because reasons. This is apparently a very distinctly American flavored space station. Even though it is, I believe, Nigerian in theory. Just have guns lying around all over the place. And that's like a little bit of a... Feels like the Texas thing, really. So how are we playing together with Blake Sutton when I don't even see Blake Sutton? Oh well, whatever. Contact's going up, it looks like. Respect is going down. Solitude and contact are going up. Okay. I wonder if that's why, what's her name? Rose Sabrina Silva had such low respect, right? You just spend all your time gaming and you just lose all your self-respect. Whereas, like, if you spend all your time scrapping ships for cash, then you end up highly feeling celebrated, even though you are completely disconnected from everybody and yearning for love. Ah, okay. Again, like, I feel like this makes sense, but not at the moment to me. That was a statement. That was definitely a statement. That also makes sense, but not always at that moment. So, like, I see where the intent is going. I just don't really, like, it hasn't really clicked yet. And that might be the issue. Oh well. Anyway, what are we gonna do next? Yeah, I was thinking about, how this game, this is like meta thought. This is very meta thought. This game, this idea of having a game that is set in a, well, Kessler world, essentially, right? So you don't really function particularly well, and it's almost like I'm not sure if this game is intended to be Hey, Sylvester Sandoval has a social life. Wow, nice. I got a social life. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Like, I have a social life now. People notice me. I mean, that's true. Like, gaming does, if depending on how you play, right, you can develop a social life through gaming. I have some friends that I game with, although most of them I met in real life before I gamed with them. But I've also met a couple of friends primarily through gaming as well. Although, I don't know, friends is an interesting term, because I feel like friends is one of those terms where you end up always having multiple definitions, right? So, like, I consider most people that I interact with that don't, like, actively dislike me to be a certain level of friend, and then there's, like, a certain level of friend where, like, you know, you're willing to go eat food with somebody that feels like a very important social event, which is why all those like meal replacement things like Huel or Soylent or whatever the new one is called, not sponsoring any of them. I used to play with Soylent back in the day, and it's great. And oh, center of attention, nice. Contact limelight. All right, I think I'm gonna be good for the gaming now that I'm feeling pretty contacted up. Anyway, so where was I going with my previous thought? I was going for wow, just Jesse James rubbing that shit. Anyway, so you friends, right? Friends. So you got like really close friends, and right, food. Okay, so the reason that all these bio-optimization things like Soylent and like funky sleep schedules, that kind of thing, don't really work out particularly well in my experience is because so many of these normal, like, everyday activities end up being an important part of your social life. And that's actually probably one of the reasons that people are, going through, like, this loneliness epidemic and such. It's not so much that it's a problem of contact, right? There's still people, and like most people are still going out to work and like that kind of thing, but there isn't like just mutual existence very often anymore, right? Like a lot of people end up on their phones when they have the chance or such, something like that, and as a result of that, you don't really have that. It's very easy to be alone in a room full of other people, I guess, is where I was going with that. And one thing that I noticed when I was trying to do the Soylent thing is that, yeah, I also was running into the situation of, yeah, basically not being able to maintain friends because they would have, normal food and sleep schedules, and I didn't, and they were just like, all right, buddy, you do your thing, and we're not going to hang out with you. And you could be like, oh, those aren't true friends. And I mean, like, to an extent, sure. Like, I do agree that, your people should be willing to accept you essentially as you are, but at the same time, like, you can't just expect people to live their lives around you, right? So, I'm not sure where I was going with that whole point. Or more accurately, the lack thereof. Anyway, I also had another point of how the vibe of this game reflects on the vibe of society, and I don't know, I just got finished reading this book called On the Beach by Neville Shute. It's a very interesting book from 1957 about nuclear war, right? So it's written in the 50s. There's a certain level of anxiety about the possibility of nuclear war then, and even now, actually, possibly. Seems like one of those thoughts that keeps popping up more and more. But anyway, the idea is that, like, there's a very short nuclear war, and as a result of that nuclear war, basically the entire U.S. Navy gets wiped out, as along with most of the northern hemisphere, and like one of the few surviving ships is like this U.S. Navy submarine gets sent to join the Australian Navy, and then it's like basically everybody knows they're gonna die in a year, right? Like, because the radiation's spreading worldwide, and so like it's the last lives, I guess. The end. It's the end of the world. Like, what do you do if you know you and everybody you know is gonna die in a year, right? Like, how do you spend your time? It's an interesting thought experiment, and I think that it's first off, I feel like it's a lot less crowded out here. That's cool. That might be because I don't see anything back there, though. Probably is. Anyway, so I don't know. It's a good book. It's one of those books that it's a book that is hard to put down, but it's also a book that is hard to that is exhausting to read. You know, there aren't a lot of books like that where like you are, it feels like putting in work to read it. But you also don't want to like stop. So, I don't know. Go read it. It's fun times. And I was just thinking that kind of reminded me of, I guess, the vibe of this game a little bit, right? Because you got this kind of situation where you can't go back to Earth because Earth is Kesslered up, and we're all in space forever. And I don't know if this game has the vibe of, but we can make it better, or if this game has the vibe and everything is getting worse. I think the meat thing, which maybe I should start referring to as redacted. I don't know. I guess like it's already something that you've seen if you're watching the series, but like for new people, right? Anyway, so like that kind of feels vaguely apocalyptic and like a little bit demonic, maybe. With the whole goat thing. Like again, I enjoy goat, good stuff. I don't eat meat very often, but when I do, I'm very happy to eat a goat. They are delicious. Or sheep. You know, I've been having a hard time finding some mutton, and I haven't had mutton in a while. And people are like, "Oh, you mean veal?" No, I mean mutton. Like I know that the local palate is not very friendly towards mutton, and everybody likes veal, but I kind of enjoy that, like, I believe it's linoleic acid flavor. Anyway, same thing with goat. I enjoy goat. It's got a very distinct flavor. Yeah. Anyway, so apart from the whole like corporate dystopia and vaguely satanic overtones of having um essentially crazy meatsicles growing everywhere in the terrifying manner. Um it feels like there is a little bit of a um end of the world feeling or end of history feeling. And there's same thing in this book on the beach. So I'm not gonna go into any of the spoilers or anything, but you know it, obviously it doesn't end well because I mean it ends not well for the characters. I think the book ends well itself. It's just it would suck to be one of the characters in the book. Um, but like the things that happen, they make perfect sense, and yet they're so wild. And I guess you kind of have something similar here too as well, I guess. Like it makes perfect sense that some corporation, and honestly like this whole meat thing, like it feels like someone's attempt to do good, right? I'm guessing that somebody was sitting there eating their frickin' space food and thinking like, wow, you know what I could go for? Some goat. Same way that I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, it's impossible to find mutton. Somebody was thinking like, man, we should really find a way to make like goat be cheap and accessible so that everybody that wants goat can have goat for dinner. And they're like, all right, oh, speaking of goat, look at that meaty lump. Um, and so they're like, hey, you know, I've got an idea. I can do this crazy genetic engineering to make this goat grow, right? Throw some of that cancer helocell type thing in there, and life will be good. And where is this meat? I'm not seeing it. Part of me says run, part of me says screw it, explore. think I'm gonna listen to the part that says screw it, explore. Because I don't really see where the meat came from. Oh well. Anyway, so they, some crazy biologist was like, hey, let's go and figure out a way to grow goat meat effectively, and they were quite happy with themselves. And then everything went bad, and now there is meat taking over spaceships. That's just kind of how it feels. Again, not sure if that's intended or not. Oh look, there's also a dead body here. 23-year-old shipbreaker from Hangzhou Orbital Mars. That's where the meat's coming from too. Interesting. I think we might spend some time on the ship. I think this might be worth exploring. Scar, LEO brutality. Okay, yeah, that's also adds to the dystopian vibe to an extent. Although I guess that does seem that is pretty much par for the course in some cases too. So that adds a little bit of a dystopian vibe to reality. So I do notice that I can't seem to. Oh, now I can. Okay, I can examine the dead body. Looks like passenger seats. Where's this meat? Oh, there it is. Oh god, there's a lot of it. Oh wow. Do I like? I mean, I could do like that one, like Rose Silva said, and just you know, smack it a couple times, fight back against it. Ooh, nav station. Cooler, nav station transponder, 2 damage to pull. I'm basically just checking for a quick toilet. That meat is not good. I don't think it's a good idea to try smacking it. I feel like that would end badly. Maybe not, but it just doesn't feel like a good idea. Door is locked and won't open. Alright, let's access that lock. Use PDA to hack a pin code. There is no ability to do that because it's got no power. Let's just dismantle that door. This episode might be a bit longer then, because we are at about episode time. Oh, reactor room. Oh, big reactor room with lots of reactor bits. Is that a helium tank? That is a helium tank, and it's got a decent bit of helium in it too. Wow. Oh, I kinda want that. Kinda want that a lot. There's so much cool stuff on this ship, including 2 hallways of meat, which is terrifying. Slightly. Okay, so clearly there's another reactor tank here, because I'm guessing like this little floor fill out is to because of the whole size requirement for the reactor. I'm gonna drop this trash on the floor here as well. Yeah. And I'm not seeing a bathroom, which is what I was hoping to find. Okay. Can we access this crate lock? You know what? Are those both guns and bullets on the floor? Because I think there was a gun in that bin that I... Wow, this... Okay. That's because I was paused. Okay, I think there's bullets there. I think there's a gun there. I might try shooting the meat. See what it does. It's growing. Mm-hmm. 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 Grab those. And let's back away from the growing meat before it grows too much. Let's grab some of those bullets. Is that... hey, there's a gun here. Okay. Let's use this gun. Where do we put it? We put it there. Let's put 6 bullets into it. Let's not touch the meat trenchers here. Can we, like, go like this? We can go like this. Okay. Let's go wheel this dolly back to there. Put it down. Now, can I, like, shoot HG handgun? Bang. Do I get, like... I feel like I'm missing, because, like, those bullets are just flying by. Oh! Oh! Oh, no, there's meat on the floor. Handful of raw striated... Ooh. Edible food. Raw, wet, handheld, salt... I feel like that's not edible. Like, it shouldn't be edible. I guess it is, technically. But, okay. Well, so there's a bunch of meat on the floor now. I feel like if I do anything but throw this... Oh, no, 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 that's not what I meant. Throw this gun away, I am going to end badly. Not for any particular reason, it just feels like one of those things where, like, yeah, we had our fun, now let's figure what we're gonna do. And I think I'm gonna figure what I'm gonna do in the next episode, because I have no real idea of what I want to do. I do kind of want to grab those reactor components, but I also don't want to end up trapped by meat. And I guess I could just, like, go through the wall here. Which would work out reasonably well, right? Maybe? Spaceship engineering. Huh. Okay, I think that's possibly useful. What just happened to my bin inventory? Yeah, there we go. I feel like I have those textbooks. I don't know. Well, it's a fast forward benefit, so manual, environmental. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode here, right? So we got a huge pile of meat here. We have reactor components that are probably worth grabbing, and I think the meat blocks access to the only place in this ship where I might be able to find myself a toilet. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna end the episode here, and we're gonna think about what we're doing in the next episode about this ship, because I feel like there's some stuff that we could definitely accomplish very effectively. Did I accidentally shoot one of these seats to pieces? I think I might have, because I think there was 3 passenger seats, wasn't there? Oh well. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will see you in the next one. Perhaps I'll think of something interesting to talk about as well. Oh, this actually has, like, a condition. Huh. Wonder if I could maybe, you know, I might try crowbarring some of it. Next episode. We'll deal with that later. For now, goodbye.